We couldn't care less about cars.
It was a very crowded tea party, though. There were a lot of people. Rachel was in my way.
I saw a yellow car. When it comes to cars, I know the color. I know if it has 4 doors.
I drive an old Jetta. Like, what am I supposed to look at that and know what it is?
I was like, look, a yellow car, a car that looks maybe kind of like a SUV. I had no idea what any of those were. I just heard there were clues in them, so I started opening the doors as fast as I could.
This leg in Dubai was a complete night and day to our last time in Dubai, which was the last time we were on the race. Last time we were in the hot daytime weather, a lot of the desert, doing challenges, racing against camels. This time it was nightlife and a lot cooler, which I loved.
I think we drove past a few of the places we actually went to the last time we were here on the race. Tyler and I were like, oh my gosh, that looks like the camel racing track. And once we got into the downtown area, we had war flashbacks of driving ourselves around this city, being lost for hours, and we were thinking, thank God we have a cab driver who's taking us exactly where we need to go today.
I've done some VR before, but I have never had anything where it like makes me feel like it is the real experience of falling or anything like that. So I wasn't really prepared for that. Like there was a moment where like my stomach churned.
I mean, at one point you started inching toward an edge to parachute off the top of the building, and I definitely felt my knees start shaking a little bit because you can see how high up you are, and it was just like sensory overload. You had no idea if wind was gonna blow at you or if the floor was gonna drop a little bit. So I was definitely a little nervous, but it was fun to do.
When we got to the Soho Garden and saw that the roadblock was next, we ripped it and it said, who is ready to feel the beat? And going into this race, especially after the last time we raced when Corey had some trouble with feeling the beat, we had decided I was gonna do all rhythm and dancing and music, which has been a lot of the things we've done so far. So again, I did this roadblock. I was not so happy about it, but then I opened it and it was a silent disco and I was ready to go. I knew this was gonna be so fun, and I've been to silent discos before, so I felt ready. A silent disco is where everyone that wants to go out clubbing, dancing one night goes, but instead of any music in the club, you hear headphones full of music. So you can change the channel to other stations if you're not feeling the song, but if you go in without the headphones, you're like, what are all these people doing? Dancing their butts off with no sound. So when I found out the song, I went up to the DJ and he played the song, and it's the Amazing Race theme song, and I was just staring down the crowd trying to find anybody dancing to that rhythm. I'm like weaving through. It really did feel like I was back home with all my friends, because we go out a lot, we go dancing. It was like a techno house dance remix of the Amazing Race theme song, which I think every club needs.
When we showed up to the roadblock and I saw so many teams were already there, we definitely thought, okay, maybe the dinosaur eggs wasn't as hard as we thought it was. Almost every team that had chosen that side of the detour was there, and suddenly we felt like we were at the back of the pack again.
At this point in the race, there are 8 teams left, and we were waiting to see which team would turn the corner and be the last ones to arrive. It could be a non-elimination, who knows what could happen. It could be a keep on racing. So when we saw that it was the Riley sisters, it was bittersweet, because at the end of the day, we need to make it to the end, and to get there, other teams need to go home. But we really liked the Riley sisters. We were fans of them before we were raced with them, and we loved racing with them, so it was tough.
Yeah, Rachel was very sad up there, and I get it. She's done this race twice before. She's made it to the final 3 twice before. She's never been eliminated on the Amazing Race, which is an incredible feat. So she's used to winning. So I can sympathize with how much she wanted this for her and her sister this time.
The zip line was so much fun. That was probably the coolest thing we've done in the race so far this season, right?
I don't know, biting shoes was pretty fun.
Okay.
Kidding!